Hi, I'm Ali.
And I'm Carla, and this is
Booked and Buzzin.
today we're doing a Was It Worth the Read? And we're covering The Night and the Moth by
Rachel Gillig.
mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of fun analyzing this book.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I felt like there were so many things that I could talk about and so many things that I enjoyed about this book that right off the bat, totally worth the read. Like I
I
definitely
would say
recommend it.
so. Look, it's honestly not a big book to start with. So already I think it's harder for me to justify a big book that I don't love as a worth the read.
Yeah.
And by the way, I wouldn't say I love this book, but I really, really liked it. You loved it?
No, I don't think I loved it. I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed
And
it.
there were moments that I loved.
Yes, very, very well put.
Yes.
I think it was worth a read for me because it's kind of crazy that in such a short book she was able to pack so many elements,
so many things
like
flow, like it had a nice flow.
Yeah,
because like we've read recently a book double the size
Mhm.
and that they stuffed so much into it that we were like, there's no flow.
Brimstone.
Yeah.
Not worth the read to us.
No, not worth it.
But in this case, you're right. It did flow really well. Nothing felt rushed. The pacing was great, and I don't know. I felt like there were a lot of different elements at play, but it flowed really well. I think this is a great author.
Yeah.
I actually really want to read One Dark Window.
Yes. So I
posted
a thought of ours. Like we had an episode where we were talking about the author like herself.
Mm-hmm.
And we said something like, should we read One Dark Window? And like we got like a few comments on TikTok that they were like, you need to read it right now.
I've heard nothing but good things.
We should get to it.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No, it's on the TBR, but I think we can add it to the 2027 TBR.
For sure. We're going to have to start working that around after the summer. So I think that the author did a really great job in kind of getting me into the magic system, into the world, and being interested in the story and how it was unfolding. Nothing felt rushed, but also nothing felt stagnant.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like there was no point where I was like, okay, what are you doing now? Which is, I felt about the other one.
I
know. So again,
not only that, but it also felt like a breath of fresh air because like a lot of romantasy books are kind of not copy paste, different font, but there's just certain elements that you can't escape. Like, and a lot of comparisons are always made to ACOTAR with like the Inner Circle or like just themes that you see throughout. And that's not to take away from other romantasy books still being great reads, but it's just you kind of get into this flow of romantasy and it's a lot of the same stuff. It's fae, it's an inner circle, it's a dark guy, and then like and this was very different.
It was so different.
It was a gothic scene, which I've never read a gothic book, so that's a first for me. I mean, if you want to classify like Twilight and Vampire Diaries as gothic, you can, but I wouldn't. I felt this was like the first real gothic vibe I've ever read.
Yeah.
And completely different magic system. There was no fae. It was just a very different vibe, very different elements. And it really was a breath of fresh air.
I agree.
The writing was excellent. I think
the writing was great.
And the characters, I found a character that I loved, the gargoyle. If you haven't watched, then
we've only talked about it for like 30,000 minutes.
The breakout character, the star of the show, hilarious, amazing, impactful, emotional, stole my heart completely.
100%. I feel like the gargoyle was one of the best characters that I've read in a while,
without a doubt.
Like she put like so much effort into. He was so naturally funny.
It wasn't forced at all.
It was not forced at all. He was funny. He was a part of so many of our themes that I like. So like such a central part of the family for 6, for choosing like found family, and there was just so much about her journey that was so important with the gargoyle.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, it was just so funny the way that he related to everybody around him.
His personality was so funny. His natural state of being was funny.
Yes.
The way he saw things, like,
Yep.
just the small moments, like little smiles here and there.
Yep.
Literally a 4-word sentence would make me crack up. And I know I keep saying this one, but it's like when Maud is describing like a really heinous scene and he's like, what a heinous picture you paint. And he's smiling. And it's just so funny because it's like, it speaks to his character. He's just funny. He's great. And then he has this moment where he's serious at the end and you find out like the super heartbreaking story of his.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this all about the gargoyle, but just the fact that the gargoyle exists in this book and bumps it up 20 levels for me.
Chef's kiss to
Amazing.
me. Amazing.
There's so many themes too, like that we've covered.
Well, and here's the thing. So this is actually interesting because I haven't figured out how I fully feel about this, because you and I, if the story is good, we love like the big bitch books, like the fucking 800,000 page books.
Give me more pages if I love the story.
Yes. So when I think of a book that large, I want an intricate world building.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want you to bring me through the map and the little canal that leads to the other kingdom and why is this a problem, and show me the cliffs here. Like, I love the detail. So when I first opened this book, the map was really simple and the story itself is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Right? But actually loved how it led to one of the best short book maps and world building that I've read in a while, because it just works.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first opened the book and I saw the map, I was like, ugh, that's it? But as I read, I was like, actually, this is the perfect size for this book.
Yes.
It was perfect. It was exactly what I needed to see. I could travel with my eyes. And it's a smaller book. So it fit perfectly. I think, honestly, that this book is underrated. I haven't really seen a lot of people. I've heard buzz about it. Yeah. But I haven't seen it be as big as like When the Moon Hatched or Quicksilver. And I kind of feel like it deserves its flowers. Like, this was a really great book. There's so many different elements in here.
Carla.
What?
Listen to me.
Are we going to talk about Brimstone?
I don't want to, but listen.
I didn't mean to bring that up. I meant like these were very big books that we talked about on Book Talk.
What is insane to me is that this became popular around the same time that Quicksilver became popular.
Yeah.
Quicksilver received like 100 times more attention.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, if you even tolerated Quicksilver, read this.
Yeah, definitely.
And then come back and tell me how much better it is than Quicksilver.
What I'll say is the smut in this book is like, I'd give it like half a chili pepper, like maybe one. There's really not much sex in this book. There's one scene that I can think of. So if that's
I can't think of much.
If that's part of like what you're going into a book for, remember, it's a smaller book. It's a beautiful scene too, but like it's not heavy in this book, which is probably part of what influences us to not have it be so low, because I think we as readers are at a point where we're I think we just have been very oversaturated by smut and are kind of like over it.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of what I think is like perfect romance, where it's like they did have a sex scene and that's fine with me, and they probably could have had another one and I would have been fine with it, and that's it.
Yes.
But every other chapter, like, again, I don't want to go into Brimstone or Quicksilver, but it was like every other chapter they were having sex.
Was like,
and that's too much for me.
That not only was it too much for me as a reader, and just I don't know. It's like, I feel like there's this like back and forth with Book Talk where like if you don't enjoy like 90% of the book as smut, then you're like a prude. And
no, I don't think that's true. But I hear what you're saying.
No, there are so many comments that are like, oh my God, what do you mean you don't like those parts? Like, I'm in the wrong side.
Yeah, whatever. I get what you're saying. And I know we've talked about this, so I don't want to harp on it, but it's not about the smut. It's just that I think that we've changed as readers, and you know what our preference is at this point is just we want more like plot. We want more plot. We want more character development. Oh, I love character development.
I love character development.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you brought this up
book
because we can just move on to this.
Insoportable, yes. And I like her at the end.
Yes.
I don't love her, but I like her. And that's the kind of journey that I need for a protagonist like Aelin. When we meet Selena Sardothian, I can tell you the whole first book, her being like, my name is Selena Sardothian and I will not be afraid. And I was like, bitch, duh, you're a fucking assassin. Says it in the second book. And I'm like, oh my God, esta chiquita es insoportable. I fucking read Assassin's Blade. And I was like, it destroyed me. Then Air of Fire, she's in the dirt. I know we've talked about this. I'm trying to be quick, but that's what I mean. Like, a character that like I saw the growth, and now I fucking love you. I'm not saying I love Sybil. I need more time with her.
No. But here's the thing. That's another reason why for us, I feel like we're gonna have to make a chart of what makes it worth it for us. So number one, we love the characters, the gargoyle more slightly. We love the writing of this book. Mm-hmm. We love how the map is mapping because it works very well with the
perfectly.
story.
Yes.
We love the world building because it's very different than all other romantasy or fantasy that we've been reading lately.
And the magic system.
Mm-hmm. Which I'll get to because I love the magic system. But the character development is actually one of those points that always gets us. Mm-hmm. And if you enjoy character development, I feel like this is a pretty good start.
I think you just nailed what it is that we're looking for in books, and it's character development. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is for us.
Agreed. I totally agree. Because here's the thing. It's what I'm sorry to make it about another book, but it's just what we do, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm struggling with a little bit with the Ballad of Falling Dragons.
We'll get to it. Finish the book. Finish the book. I have thoughts.
I'm almost done.
I don't want to, but yeah.
I'm almost done. But it's the same with Quicksilver, and it's the same with Brimstone.
Yeah.
For example, and so all those 4 books or whatever, there's no character development.
Fourth wing.
Don't.
Look, if we're gonna talk about character development, and I'm gonna make it brief, I need you to explain to me what character development you see in Violet in Fourth Wing, because her personality from beginning to end is the same.
She becomes so confident.
Oh, she does? Does she?
Yeah, she's like the leader.
Say it with a straight face.
She's like the leader now.
Say it with a straight face.
I know.
Bringing it back to this book, I think it's just such a well-rounded book. Yeah. I think that she did something that's very difficult in such a short amount of time, because it's like 200 and...
No, it's like 300 and something.
Is it? No. You're right. It's like 380 pages-ish, más o menos. And still, for a fantasy book, I think that's pretty small. And in such a short...
I agree. For me, any fantasy book that's under 450, I consider short.
To me, anything under 500, I'm like, that's small. Okay. Once you hit 500, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of an investment. A little bit. But look, anything 200 and 300 pages, easy. I don't care if it's 290 or 380, easy. Once you're hitting 400, I'm like, well, it's going to take a little bit longer, but still doable.
Not much.
Yeah, when you get to 500s, I'm like, all right, okay, this is an investment now.
700, 800s.
Yeah. But I think that, like, one of the things I love about this book is how real it feels. Yeah. Because the way she feels, the way that Rory feels, the journey she goes on with herself, with her sisters,
development,
there's so many layers. I mean, you can look at it in any scope. This is somebody who's sheltered, an innocent girl goes into the real world and is slapped in the face with realities. 1, everything that she knows,
belief system,
a lie,
out the window.
2, found family. She finds a family with her sisters, all of them gone. That journey. She finds a family with these people. That's a fractured family. The gargoyle, who has always been like this, just like, oh yeah, he's comfort to her. Like, she's like, yeah, he's annoying. He's my gargoyle. He's mine. And then she learns to value him, and she doesn't even outwardly say it, but you feel it, you see it, you recognize it.
Well, and for that example, like for a while he was just someone that she expected him to be there, and then at the end of the book, when they were in the hamlet of the Weaver and he disappears, and she has like this absolutely perfectly written fear grief scene where she's going absolutely insane because she cannot find him. And when she finds him, I almost felt like a release of air. I was like, oh my God.
Or like, you know, she spends like a large part of this, and not in a bad way at all. It's comical, but she spends a large part of this book rolling her eyes at him and just being like, oh my God, the gargoyle. And there comes a point where she, you know, her belief system has been dismantled. She recognizes that everything she was taught and knows, everything, her whole life has been a lie. And that's a really hard thing to swallow.
100%.
And she still struggles with like the gossamer over her eyes. And finally, she's like letting all of this go. She's shedding that layer and she's knighted now, right?
Yeah.
And the gargoyle, she has a line where she says, to be a gargoyle, my gargoyle. And that hit because it's like, yeah, this figure that's been in her life her whole life, like her whole life, that she's kind of taken for granted in a way, the way that we do with our family, the way that you do with your siblings or your parents or whatever it might be. And like to have that realization and understanding of like, this is something I love. This is a piece of me. This is not something that's just like granted. You know, it's something that's like, oh, I just have this. It's this is a relationship that I want to foster and keep and protect. And that journey in and of itself, it's very realistic. And I just feel like she did such a good job at hiding. And this is something that I've only ever seen with Suzanne Collins. She did such a good job at hiding themes, feelings, moments.
Yes.
Not saying anything about it, but displaying it through the way that she feels and the things that she says. Yeah. And I think that that's part of what made this book so good for me.
I think that you just touched upon something that I love because that is exactly why I had so much fun creating these themes. Like, remember, prior to this book, we had been kind of figuring out what we like to do with different books as we cover them. Prior to this, unfortunately, we picked Brimstone to go chapter by chapter.
I know.
Jesus.
I know.
Dios mío.
It was a learning experience.
Wow. And after I read Brimstone, I read this book. And I loved it so much because I felt like there was so many themes. Like that I didn't even pick up right away, but it was like,
it was natural, which is exactly what we did with the Hunger Games series. If you guys obviously weren't in the like room when we were brainstorming, but our intention was to do, at the very beginning of this channel, our intention was read a book, talk about it, one episode. We did it with Fourth Wing, we did it with Quicksilver. Those were our first 2 episodes. And then came our Hunger Game reread, and we were like, wait, we cannot do 1 episode per book. We can't, because I need to say so much shit just on the Hunger Games, just on Catching Fire, just on I cannot. And we were like, yeah, no, we need to do just, and we decided, we were like, let's not limit ourselves. Let's talk about the fucking book until we're blue in the face and then move on. And by the ways, we weren't blue in the face. We could have said a lot more.
There's still things that we talk about now that we're like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, and so that, without even knowing it, is what we did here. Yeah. Without even knowing it.
Yeah. I remember I was like, what if I just talk about the things that I loved? Yeah. That I figured out with
What if we just do episodes talking about, I loved this part, I love that part, I love this thing, I love that thing.
So it just lends the fact that this was such a great book because it gave us the creativity to actually talk about like that.
Yeah, to change our format. And I love how we're doing it now, honestly.
Yeah. But I will tell you something. I'm struggling to see themes in another book. And so I love this format, but I'm starting to almost feel like a part of a book being worth it means having the creativity to have episodes like this.
Well, okay, but here's what I'll say. Not every book is going to be multi-layered, and that's okay. And it doesn't need to be for it to be a good book. I know what you're alluding to. No, it doesn't. Because I just read a book called, which we're going to cover it. It's called Mean Moms. It is not multi-layered, but it was fun. Okay. It was such a fun read, and I want to just talk about it. And it's not, I don't have themes to talk about, but I was just like, this made me laugh. Like, I liked this.
No,
you know
that
what I
is
mean?
fair. That
Every
is very
book
fair.
does not need to be introspective. And I know that when you're investing in like this big ass motherfucker, it feels like it has to be, but it's kind of like watching like Love Island. It's like a season, several episodes.
Or like my biggest, like right now, I love Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
Similar
concept. Like it doesn't need to be introspective to be fun and good.
Yeah.
So no, I hear you.
I take it back.
But I feel like what this author has is magic, because that's what I feel like Suzanne Collins has.
Yeah.
And that is rare.
Agree.
I don't want to blow her up, because this is the only book I've ever read of hers.
Same.
But she really made an impression on me.
I really liked this book.
Me too.
I really, really liked this book. I like the character development. I like the magic system. Oh my God.
Very unique.
Oh my God.
It's almost like there's hardly any magic, but there is.
But there is. Like the fantasy aspect of the fact, like there are sprites and there are like the omens in each hamlet, right? So if you need to remember some of this, we'll have a whole world building episode. But the way that like the omens had like their own object that gave them power, and that every hamlet worshipped their omen, and then like her going around with the belief system around like these are like gods. What do you mean you're hunting them down? And Rory and Benji and Maud are like, come. And she like even that deconstruction of her character when she first saw the scribe.
Oh my God, I don't fuck with the scribe, bro.
I know you really
fuck with him, bro. The hair chewing.
I know, it's disgusting.
Licking
the blood,
bitch. Blah. Bitch, I'll take any other fucking omen before that motherfucker. Even the oarsman.
No. For me, the oarsman was
the scribe.
Creepy.
Fuck the scribe, dude.
The oarsman was
so
took her
creepy to me. Put her like in a corner. Basically, I pictured him putting her like on a bookshelf and chewing her hair.
Same.
I was like, oh, when I read that shit. Hell no.
And I feel like I remember reading that part. And her looking down at Rory,
like, get the fuck out of here.
Something.
And by the way, she doesn't like any of them at that point.
No.
And
she doesn't
was
trust
like,
any of them, doesn't know any of them. But she's like, come get me.
She's like, please help me. No, I don't fuck with him. But
the oarsman was so creepy to me.
It was.
I feel like maybe the reason why to me the oarsman was
Six excels at drowning. Love the gargoyle, man.
The gargoyle, just in case you don't remember.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
She needs to fight the oarsman, right? Like over a battle. And he puts
them on a platform surrounded by water.
And right before the battle is about to start, they're like, but she doesn't know how to swim.
No, they're like, oh, okay, well, like, you know, what if like the armor weighs her down or something? They're just referring to swimming. Yeah. And the gargoyle's like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But she does not know how to swim. However, she has always excelled at drowning. She's gonna die.
And everybody was like,
they're like, fuck? What do you mean that she doesn't know how to swim?
Oh my God. But I feel like that part for me was so scary. Like that omen, the oarsman or whatever, was so scary to me. Not only just because the way that it's described, like they're like in the cliff somewhere, and then they're going up into like this cave and he comes out of nowhere. But that is literally when you start, like when you hear from him, like, I drain your diviners. And then you're like,
it's the first like answer that you get about what's going on with the diviners. And I hear you. But the way I pictured the scribe was him like salivating over like, and that just like, no. I'd rather you drown me than that. Like, no. But here's one of the things I did appreciate about the magic system. And it kind of reminded me of something that I heard George R.R. Martin mention about his books, is that like in his world, he's like, the way I approach magic, and in his opinion, the way that you should approach magic, which is objective, and I don't think that this is the only way you can do it. But he mentioned that like, I can't just show you like sparkles and fire and like unstoppable magic, right? Because it's not as realistic. And he's like, but if there is like background magic where it's like I don't remember her name. The redhead that she's a witch. That she has like a demon shadow thing come out of her and go kill Stannis.
Yes.
That where it's like you see, okay, that's obviously magic, but it's very hard to happen. It's very rare. It's not normal.
Yeah.
That's how it felt here, where it's like there's magic, but it's very like
not
obscure. It's not obvious.
Yeah.
It's not like she's throwing fireballs.
Yes,
there's
these a good point.
Like things that this can teleport you there and it can blow something up, but that's about it. And then the water is magic because it can bring you back to life, but like that's it. You know, it's not like she's like shooting lightning bolts at you, which I'm not saying that that's not cool. It is, but there's something about that does make a book feel more realistic.
Agreed.
And that's one of the things that I think she nailed. Like she really did make this book feel real.
Yes, it made it feel very like you can get engrossed in it.
Yeah, it made it really easy to fall into the story.
Yes, agreed. I also loved the plot twist. I know that you think,
Which one?
Not that you think, the Benji.
Oh, but we saw that
I know
coming.
that you say that we saw that coming.
We did.
And I'm sure that, yes, there was points in the book, especially when they're having meetings and stuff.
I remember texting you being like, Benji's fucking shady. And you were like, yeah.
Yes, but the way that he went about it was big for me. Like the way that he was like,
give it to you
fuck
that I
Mod, fuck Rory, fuck the gargoyle. Okay, this is the part. He's a boy king, right?
Right.
What was surprising to me was that he was like, you're gonna marry me. Okay,
yes. Okay.
That was surprising to me.
I saw him desiring 6 coming. I didn't. What surprised me was how political
he wants to own her.
He wants to use her.
Right.
What surprised me was how political he was. Because I saw him jealous of Rory. I saw him resentful of the way he was being treated. I saw him trying to make alliances with wealthy men, wealthy knights. And so I expected some sort of bullshit with him. What I didn't expect was him. I think he was smarter than what I gave him credit for.
Fair.
That's what shocked me.
That's what the plot twist was.
And I also didn't expect it immediately after they fucking destroyed the cathedral.
Right.
So you're right there. I will give you that. But Benji, his character and like where he was going, saw that shit. I knew he wanted 6. And he was very like, no, you're my diviner. No, you're the diviner. So I was like, yeah, I see this.
You see this. I also liked the other part of the magic system just because I just remembered it. But I do like kind of that's the thing. This book is very, like you said, low-key elements. Like, it wasn't a big part of it, but after the fights in the forest or whatever, where they have this back and forth with, like, we've basically starved the sprites, and that's why they wanted to come and kill us.
That's a really great point.
Yes.
It's never addressed, but little, like, hints there.
Yes, but they tell us that there is lesser magic beings that have been outcasted.
Yeah, they're being repressed.
Yes.
And starved. Like, there's a point where something bites her, and everybody kind of freaks out, and I don't remember how they de-escalate it, but somebody was like, it's just hungry. Like it just wants to eat. There's nothing in the forest. We've like restricted the abilities for him to hunt and eat. So it's like it's just hungry.
It's gonna react based on survival. You know? So like that's not even 5% of what the book is about. But I love that I remember that element.
There's a lot that she kind of like slipped in there and just left. But it didn't feel like plot holes, you know? It just felt like, hey, look, I've been hinting at this.
Yes.
Do with that what you will.
Exactly. So overall, I think it's 100% worth the read.
I do too.
Second book, Knave and the Moon, comes out in September of this year, 2026. So...
And this left off with a cliffhanger. So
and you have enough time to.
It's July 1st, so you have like 3 months. 3 months to
Yeah.
read this. It's really not that big of a read. It's close to 400 pages.
Yep.
And then
But totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
I think so too. I really think it's a breath of fresh air.
recommend this book.
I think you'll have fun reading it. It's not a tragic book. It's got a lot of fun stuff in it.
Look, I'm just gonna like throw themes at you. The Night and the Moth is worth the read if you like character development, interesting, unique magic systems.
Yearning.
It's not that long. Plot over smut, and it's like really fun. It's a really fun read.
And
you're gonna
like,
love the character. You're the main character.
There is like a love-hate kind of, enemies to lovers. We've been over this. I don't really classify enemies to lover unless there's like 3 books and they become lovers in the 3rd book. But in terms of a short-term book, it is enemies to lover, and the banter is really fun. The banter between them is really fun, and it doesn't cross the line.
Enemy. I don't think this is enemy to lovers.
I agree, but I'm saying, generally speaking, you could classify this as enemies to lover from how people have classified it lately.
Fine, you're wrong.
Because who would classify Fourth Wing would be enemies to lovers.
It's not,
but that's what it's classified as.
But there was more yearning.
But
Fourth
Wing.
Was there?
Wait, when do they get together? Which book?
The end of book 1.
At the end of book 1?
Yes.
No.
Are you gonna count the makeout moment?
I'm sorry. Is that enemying or is that lovering?
Okay.
Anyways, there's a lot of fun elements in this book. I do think it's worth the read.
Corinna, I cannot wait to get to Fourth Wing with you.
I know you can't. I'm dreading it.
So excited. Okay, so honestly, worth the read.
Yeah.
Night and the Moth. We are very, very excited, and we'll be reading.
What would you rate it out of 5 stars?
Man, you know what? I don't remember. We did this on our first off the cuff, like, what do we think about this book? And I think that I rated a 3.8, and I think I stick to that.
I don't remember what I rated it as.
I think you did it a 4, but I think both are right.
I think I was gonna say 4 now too. I would stick with that. I really do think it was a good book. I think you would enjoy it. If you like all the elements we talked about, I definitely do recommend it. I think this was worth the read. Yeah,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If book 2 hits as well as this one, my overall perspective of the series would be a solid 4.
Yeah. Well, I have higher expectations for book 4.
That's what I'm saying. So I agree. So 3.84, I think it's a good read. I think it's worth your while. And it's going to be fun because book 2 comes out in a few months. So worth the read. Read Night and the Moth. Let us know what you think. And catch our recap coming out soon before it comes out.
Yeah, we're going to do a reread so that you guys don't have to reread it.
Yes.
And you could just hop into the next one.
And we can just talk about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we love to do. Thank you for watching.
See you next time. Bye.